We're gonna start, of course, with accessibility, a showcase all about really the strides of accessible game design and how could have made that in Blender, says Vidi. How devs can take simple steps to make their games more accessible for more people, making gaming truly for everyone as much as we possibly can. This has been a show that always puts us, like I said earlier, in a good mood. We're always just feeling good when we watch the show, just because it's truly like it's like it makes us feel good, but it also makes us a little frustrated when you realize just how simple some of these things are to do, how quick they could. Julie's laptop suddenly was like, "You don't have internet."
No internet. Huh?
But yeah, it showcased.
If they wanted to, they could.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they could. And you know, it kind of borders on like educational in a way, and it shows people things that they didn't even think they could have / want / need. You know, I feel like every year we've done this, people are like, "Oh, I would love for blank. I would love for that. I would. Oh my god, that sounds amazing." Yeah. And so that's always really cool. And this was the host of Julie's Best of Show game last year.
That is
so it's
true.
got the juice. It's not just this like, all right, let's teach you about accessibility. There's some juice in here, some big reveals. So
shout out Heartspell Horizon Academy.
Yes. So chat, if you are ready, we're gonna. This is it. We start the week. A proper reaction time. Let's
lock in.
Reaction mode activated. So where I go, sit here and go. Nice.
Clip farm mode activated.
All right, chat. Let's begin accessibility. Oh, it's quiet. Hold on. I forgot that I turned everything down for
You can say it for my sensitive ears.
Julie was
I'm
overstimulated.
not overstimulated. You can say it.
I can't hear anything.
Hello, and welcome to the
never mind, it's me.
2026
My problem.
Accessibility Summer Showcase.
Hi,
Now
Laura.
entering its fourth year, this event is still the only video game trailer showcase fully dedicated to highlighting trailers for games that have made an effort to be accessible to a wide range of disabled
Speak
players.
on it.
I'm Laura Kate Dale, better known online as
Stand
Laura
on
Kate
business,
Buzz.
Laura.
I'm a white woman with bright blue hair, shaved short on one side, wearing glasses and a deep blue dress. I know you're here for the video game trailers, so I'm going to try and keep this introduction brief. Over the next 45 minutes or so,
Give
you'll
me
be
the
able to see a bunch of
trailers,
trailers for
Laura.
upcoming video games. Some of them are being made by disabled game developers, and all of them are being designed to be accessible to as wide a range of disabled players as possible. We can't promise that every video game in the showcase will be playable by every person tuning in, but our aim is to make sure that if a game seems exciting, you know up front whether or not you're going to be able to play it.
I'm trying to
Our
access
hope
these
is that
trailers.
for most of you tuning in, there will be at least a handful of games shown during the showcase that
No
will have the
taking.
correct mix of accessibility settings and features
I
that
forgot.
you need to be able to play the game upon release.
You want me on
If you
it?
want to see most of
That's
today's
okay.
games in one place,
You can do it.
organized by accessibility support type, you can check out our Steam event page by going to bit.ly/Summer Showcase 2026. There you'll
Hey,
find
Laura.
demos of some of our
Laura!
games, as well as be able to
Hi.
wish
It's
list
become an
any
annual
games that
tradition,
catch your
hasn't
eye.
it?
I
Our
know.
headline sponsors for this year's Accessibility Summer Showcase are Minicat Studios and Tech Raptor. I'll have more information about both of our headline sponsors a little later in today's showcase.
Chat, that's
Until then, a huge
How's
thank you to
Laura
both
in
of
the
them for
chat
their
and-
support. The
What the heck?
Accessibility
Spider-Man.
Summer Showcase is a non-profit event, and their support has been invaluable in allowing us to once again offer American Sign Language, British Sign Language, and audio-described versions of the showcase. Well, that's enough from me. Let's jump into the game trailers.
Do
let's
it.
go.
Hi, I'm Tommy, one of 3 stunning developers from
I'm already
Daydream
in, dude.
Gallery.
I just heard
an
about
indie
this.
game
I'm
collective
excited.
creating
I'm already in.
extremely cool and unique experiences. Trading Card Inspector is a quirky, hilarious take on the cozy job simulator for a job that doesn't and shouldn't exist. You'll be asked by the nefarious Habubis Corporation to value real cards and shred fake
I love
cards from their
Habubis
award-winning
as a
trading
name.
card game. Along the way, you'll make friends, collect a handsome
Papers, please,
paycheck,
but
and
yeah.
unravel a
trading cards.
grand corporate conspiracy. Our art style isn't just super slick, cool, and cute. It's high contrast by default,
Ooh.
with 40 color
Baseball.
palette options
Click the
you can
baseball
unlock
one.
to choose from. You'll be able to pick out the colors
Fungi
you find easiest to
Fiesta.
see,
Get
or
that one
whatever
in there.
colors you find cool.
Or analog horror.
We've also added a pair of settings to increase the size of cards and memos. Great for players using a small or handheld screen who made it
Relevant.
due to our 1-bit art style.
Topical.
We thought it was really important to avoid timed inputs. There can sometimes be a lot going on in Trading Card Inspector, so we wanted to give players all the time in the world to make
So
the
many.
right
Look at on the
choices,
left how
both
many
in
sheets.
gameplay and in the story. There is one gameplay modifier that adds some challenge by slowly dissolving the valuation criteria on the card over time. If that's not your cup of tea, you can turn it off in the
Nice.
pause menu anytime and choose not to enable it in endless mode, with no penalty. All you need to play Trading Card Inspector is a mouse, or any pointing device where you can left-click and drag. It's as simple as that. You can also play this game with a controller or on your Steam Deck.
Nice.
In addition to the mouse controls, you can also press the up, down, left, and right
What's with that
arrows
dog?
on your keyboard or controller D-pad to change the value amount.
I know. I want to know what's going on here.
In addition to all of that, we have custom volume controls as
fidget
well,
spin?
and a dedicated option to remove
that dog our
unwanted
security
rotation
guard?
from our cards, making them easier to read. Big thanks to Laura for putting this showcase together every year and for letting us be a part
Shout
of
out.
it. We hope to see you
Shout
when
out,
Trading
Laura.
Card Inspector launches very soon.
Ooh.
This
Ooh.
was that
Okay.
horror?
Hold on.
Yeah, what was that horror?
Free demo.
Exciting.
Oh, free demo, hell yeah.
I didn't write a single thing. Oops.
June 2026 is the
I'll
date.
be on it. Nay, I'll be on it.
I was too excited.
Welcome to Torment.
No,
Hexes,
yeah. Oh.
the game about
Where did
trying
we
to
see
fix
this?
the world, one dead CEO at a time. You're an
Hey, yo.
ex-battlemate
Yep.
who has decided to solve the problem of capitalism by ejecting its leaders out the nearest window.
Yeah, baby.
Torment
That's what's
Hexes
up.
mixes tactical roguelike combat and match 3 puzzling into a Magitech cyberpunk
Hey,
system.
Both
yo.
match 3
That's
and a
sick.
tactics
Yes.
game.
Gameplay is turn-based, with no time pressure
And it's
on
giving,
any
like,
inputs. It can be played with a mouse, keyboard,
Shadowrun
or
on the
gamepad.
Genesis, you know.
And of course,
Mhm.
input bindings can be remapped. Visual effects like scan lines and bloom can be disabled for increased visual clarity. And for people with photosensitivity, we've added an option that swaps out the most intense visual effects with more simplified and subdued versions.
That's cool.
Thank
Oh, yeah, you can see the two differences.
The most exciting thing we're trying to do with Torment Hexes
like
is
that.
make it accessible to blind and low-sight individuals.
Pride
Be
flag.
proud.
The game
Pride,
exposes the
everyone.
running narration of events to the operating system, which can be vocalized by screen reading software like NVDA.
Tactical grid. You at F7 with 39/100 health. Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3. Deleter Alpha at D7. You can move left to E7. You can move right to G7. You cannot move up to F6. Blocked by Fountain. You can move down to F8, but Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3. Wealth Mage Alpha at B1 with 20 health. Raptor Alpha at C7 with 15 health.
Yo,
Deleter
that's
Alpha at
sick.
D7 with 20 health.
This is challenging work. The game has a lot going on, and it's difficult to present the information the player needs to know as a linear sequence of words. We're working with consultants in the accessibility community to iterate on the tech, and we hope
Shout out
that the final
consultants.
game will be one that everyone can
So
play.
true.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
a
know what's
really
going on my
cool
wish list.
We've decided that might be our going
Color is
bit.
more
Color
than just
bound!
In this
Oh,
palette
Bound
platform,
Classic.
he plays Anku,
My winner
an
last
Aymara boy
year.
on a journey to reunite his late
For
grandfather's
best
band.
of show.
Travel across the diverse landscapes of the Andes, solve unique color-based puzzles, and experience a heartwarming narrative steeped in South American culture. To keep the world vibrant while accommodating colorblind players, Colorbound includes 3 alternate color schemes.
Go shout out
Protanopia
colorblind
and
players.
Deuteranopia corrected palettes may be useful to
That's
those
you.
with red-green color blindness.
That's me,
while the
Deuteranopia. That's
Tritanopia
me.
corrected palette can help with blue-yellow color blindness. For additional visual accessibility,
I thought there was
can
2
disable
players for a
camera shape,
second. I was like, huh?
increase the size
Co-op,
of the
baby.
UI and cursor, and adjust resolution.
Yeah, this isn't it. A lot of games that are
Colorblind
so
is designed
color
to be
focused, you
approachable
know,
for
it
players
is
with
interesting to be like,
limited
okay, so
ability.
how.
Though there are some puzzles
you know.
that involve timed inputs, they never require button holds or rapid presses. Full input remapping is available for keyboard, mouse, and controller. All mouse inputs can be remapped to keyboard controls, so the
Oh,
game
that's
is
cool.
playable with just a keyboard.
That's cool.
There are also presets for one-handed controls, allowing players to comfortably play the game with left or right hand alone. There are no time limits on puzzles or penalties for making mistakes. Most puzzles can be solved in only a few moves. If you ever get stuck, hints are available in all levels.
Oh, thank you.
Panpipe Studio, with support from Whitethorn
I played the
Games,
demo.
has worked hard to make the game
Oh,
as
it's-
inclusive and accessible as it can be.
Working with
We hope you
Whitethorn.
will enjoy playing Colorbound,
They're
releasing
always-
later
That's
this year
right, yeah, they
on
are.
PC and consoles.
Everything.
This year.
Wow. And that was your pick of the show, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi there,
Mhm.
my name is Elisabeth Siversen, also known as Arevia Online, and I am a disabled gamer and accessibility consultant from Norway. I'm a pale white woman in my 30s with dark blonde hair, wearing a green jacket and a white t-shirt. The next game that is coming up is the first big Norwegian game I have had the honor to be an accessibility
Yo.
consultant for.
Norwegian game.
Working with the developers at Megapop has been an incredible experience, both due to the constant want to learn and adapt to new information, and due to the hope of making this the most accessible reef builder out there.
Reef
The first
builder?
time I met the dev team at Megapop, it has been obvious to me that they truly value and understand the need for accessibility in gaming. They have tirelessly met every barrier I have pointed out with creativity, trying to expand what accessibility can be in this genre, while at the same time understanding their own limitation. It was especially impressive to see how Siv, the UI and accessibility programmer, worked with making this game fully playable with both a controller and mouse only, developing an option for on-screen camera control and zoom. And with that, let me introduce you all to the next game made by Megapop and out now. This is Life Below.
Neato.
See, and as we always say,
This is Life Below, a city builder that takes
another
place
thing
in
that
the
these
ocean.
showcases always do,
A reef
right,
builder.
is show
Accessibility
you,
has
because
been
there's
a
so many
priority
games
for
coming
us
out all the
since the
fucking
start.
time.
The goal is to make Life
They
Below
show you
as
games
fun and
that
playable.
you don't even know about that are out.
That means not just adding some settings, but trying to bake in accessibility into the game itself. Let me show you what I mean. We can start by picking a difficulty mode.
Let's play.
We have peaceful, challenge, and then we also have balance. We, of course, have to add time controls, and most people don't think of this as accessibility, but it allows you to pace the game however you want. We also have some settings related to that.
It's one of those
like
things that
pausing
I've
during critical moments
desperately asked for
pausing
now
when
and
the game's
everything,
on
but I
focus,
also
like when
forget
your
all the
cursor
time
leaves
that
the
I have
screen.
it,
Yeah.
and I'll
Or if
accidentally leave it
you're
on
in
like
a very
fast forward or
complex
something, and I'm
menu.
like, wait,
We've
no,
also
everyone's
added
dying.
A bunch of tooltips to help you guide through the game. My favorite example is when you're placing down buildings. The coral is red, and it's explaining to me exactly why I can't place it here. We have a few UI settings, like changing the scale here, change the transparency of UI objects, and reduce the motion in case you get motion sick. You can control the camera sensitivity and the scroll sensitivity and a few other motion settings here. Life Below is compatible with pretty much anything that your computer recognizes as a controller, something like a gamepad, but also like an Xbox adaptive controller. But you can also play the entire game with just
I love
the
their
mouse,
fit, by the
with the
way.
on-screen
Oh,
camera
sure.
control
Mhm.
setting, which opens up the game to be played with the eye tracking technologies. We
Yo.
also can't forget
Oh,
about the
that's so
rebinding menu,
cool.
where you can rebind most actions, which lets you infinitely customize the way you interact with Life Below. We've also got other motor function-based settings in here, like input cooldown and stamp style multi-selection. And we've been really careful about not adding any QuickTime events or rapid button presses into the game. We are super proud of the features, however there are some things we couldn't add. Text-to-speech and high contrast UI modes will sadly not be available. The game is also stereo only, so you can't switch it to mono audio. And although we do have difficulty modes, you can't change these in the middle of the game. We felt like that was kind of important to mention. Okay, so to summarize, we have custom time control with unique
Was that an
cognitive
R4?
settings, UI scaling and reduced
On the
UI
necklace?
animations,
I don't know.
motion sickness settings. The game can be played with just a mouse, but we offer a variety of
I
control
appreciate
methods
them saying
and
like
additional
these are the
motor
ones we
settings.
Yeah.
haven't been able to
We hope to
implement
see
too.
you
Like
in
just
the
reef
set
in Life
expectations.
That's an R4.
That's great.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's big to be able to be like, here's what we couldn't do.
Enough wasting time.
Because that's the other thing, is you need to be upfront about. So many times people have to buy the game to see if they can even play it.
You
You
might
know?
know my
Mhm.
previous game, Brock the Investigator, an adventure game which
Yeah.
is mixed with beat 'em up, which has full accessibility to blind players. This is our new project, Social Strays, made in collaboration with Cypher, an American friend, artist and writer. In this game, taking place in the same dystopian universe, we are exploring a group of rat characters named Squealers in a visual novel focused on survival, where you
Survival
make
visual
choices that
novel
matter
with rats.
multiple endings. The game has full
My
voice
kinda
acting,
game.
and the accessibility offers narrated menus, large
For the
fonts,
rats?
hotspots
I love
with
rats.
arrow keys and more. I'll add audio descriptions for the release.
As long as
A demo
they're
is available on Steam, GOG,
fake.
and itch.io, and I invite
Audio
you
description.
to wishlist Social Stories on Steam.
It's worse than I expected. What? Time's up. There's nowhere left to run to now, Chief.
I'm scared.
Demo.
Limited time demo. I'm glad they're now pointing those out because a lot of demos now just are up in perpetuity. So I like to be like, this one's gonna go away, just so you know.
I'm Evie.
help you know what
This
to
is my room.
prioritize.
I like purple. People always say I see the world differently, which is weird because I can see it just fine. Oh, the leaves are so crunchy. It's the hearing it and the smelling it and the everything at once thing. That's the tricky part. But I have a system. My favorite pen. Why is it here? You figure out what things mean. You put them in the right order, and sometimes the world gets a little quieter.
Canvas of Thoughts was built around different ways of experiencing the world.
Yeah, I did most of it.
Sensory-aware gameplay and player-paced
That's so cool.
interactions.
Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Customizable accessibility settings, including colorblind support
Whoa.
and adjustable dialogue pacing.
I can make the color of anxiety
Affects
whatever
ways
I
to slow
want.
down, stim, and recover. Created
go.
alongside neurodiverse
Stim room.
community feedback.
I liked some parts.
I know that. You can focus really well
I was
sometimes.
gonna say, I like the
verstehe
voice
die
acting a
nicht.
lot.
It looks like someone forgot this here. I need to bring them in order. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Hey, why do you always draw by yourself?
Because it's quieter.
I like that the dialogue choices are mood based, you know. That looks really
That's
cool.
exciting. Another demo now.
Wishlist Canvas of Thoughts on Steam.
Neat.
Hello again. I hope you're enjoying the showcase so far. I'm
Yeah.
popping in briefly to tell you a little bit more about this year's headline sponsors, Manycat Studios and TechRaptor. Manycat Studios is a disabled-led accessibility consultancy, supporting game studios in building inclusive and accessible experiences from concept to release. As a disabled-led team, Manycat Studios partners with the games industry to create more accessible games, ensuring that players of all abilities can participate in their love of gaming. The studio operates with authenticity and a commitment to a healthy, sustainable remote work culture. TechRaptor.net is a games media website founded back
Shout
in
out Tech
2013
Raptor, dude.
that publishes high-quality news, reviews, opinions, features, and guides for both video games and
I knew some
tabletop
people
games.
over there.
As someone who has been a staff writer, freelancer, and editor at a number of major games media websites over the last decade, I can vouch for the quality of writing and reporting over on TechRaptor. They have a firm anti-AI stance
Let's go.
and put a
Hell
portion
yeah.
of their profits each year towards supporting great causes. You can find their coverage at techraptor.net. I imagine by the time you're seeing this, there'll already be a great write-up of the 2026 Accessibility Summer Showcase live on their website. Thanks again to both Manycat Studios and TechRaptor for their support of this year's showcase. Their support has made our accessible adapted showcase variants possible. Anyway, time to get back to the game trailers.
Hi, I'm Yamako, a solo indie game developer, and I make games under the name ./badgames.zip. This is my first project, released last October, called An Unplayable Game. It's a short puzzle platformer that's about accessibility settings in video games, with half an hour of developer commentary that's unlocked when you reach the end. The game is designed to fully accommodate players who typically can't play platformers because of the dexterity and timing that's required to play them. It's only about 15 minutes long at most to avoid fatigue, and it was designed for comfortable mouse-only single-button controls, or gamepad with a virtual cursor if you prefer.
You won't need to hold down any buttons or keys, as it's completely beatable with only short presses. You also don't need to worry about dealing with tight timing, even on difficult jumps. There are game speed settings that let you play entirely at your own pace with no timed input whatsoever.
A showcase, like one of those things where it's
might have
like
issues reading the game's stylized pixel font, there's also a toggle
like you're
to
like
switch
I
it
don't
to
get it.
Atkinson
I don't get why
Hyperlegible,
people
which is
and
a
then you go,
sans serif
oh
font with a
god,
focus on
oh
distinct
no.
letter forms.
Yay.
As a final note, the main menu does include an ongoing
I love
static
when you
noise,
can change
but
the
for those who are
pixel
bothered by
font.
those repetitive noises, there's a prompt to mute that sound effect completely before you even reach the main menu for the first time. So if you don't want to hear it, you never have to. An unplayable game was a huge passion project for me, and I truly hope you enjoy it. So far, it's been nominated for 3 awards, and even won an award
Nice.
for Most Innovative Game at a local indie game showcase event.
Sick.
It also has a 94% very positive review score on Steam, and it's
That's
free,
what's up.
downloadable on Steam or playable
Free.
in browser on itch.io. Thank you for your time and for your interest in an unplayable game. Now, please enjoy the rest of the showcase.
Very cool.
Highway Noir is a stylized arcade driving game that drops you into car
Oh.
chases straight out of an action movie. You will weave through
The heck?
traffic as you escape police, take down enemies, and race against the clock, all in stark black and white with flashes of colour.
Gay
When
car.
you land in the main menu of Highway
Grand.
Noir,
It's a
you
gay
can jump
car.
into
It was
Instaplay
gay.
mode with a single click.
Was?
Optional customization of features like objective, number of police, and traffic density are available.
Can I turn number of police
For
down
the
to
campaign,
0?
a story so
Yeah.
far recap is offered, but no spoilers
Got 'em,
here.
dude.
Moving on. Story
That would be a good
missions
setting.
include voice dialogue to drive the plot and feed you objectives. The volume of dialogue, music, and sound effects can all be adjusted separately,
Outrun the
and
real
subtitles
police.
are on by default. Tone tags can be enabled that flag up if a character is angry
Oh, that's
or
cool.
being sarcastic, for example.
Tone tags in the
There, I was worried there wasn't a plan.
Minimalist white text on black fits the neo-noir aesthetic, but it can be tweaked for visibility. There is an option to simply increase the size of all UI elements on screen, as well as a toggle to black text on white. For gameplay itself, Vision Assist will emphasize obstacles and gameplay elements.
Oh, nice.
Objectives,
Nice.
threats, and rivals are always color-coded, so you know what you're dealing with. The color codes can be customized for a palette with
call
colorblindness-friendly options.
Fish.
Highway Noir
Maybe.
is fast and chaotic, but even here help is at hand.
So we can
The
all
game speed
eat
slider
the hot dogs
allows you
together
to slow
as
down the
friends.
action, giving you more room to breathe.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty
Action
nice
can be
though.
controlled by keyboard, controller, or even mouse alone. All of these settings can be used independently to give you maximum control over your experience. Make the road your battleground and take down the conspiracy in whatever way works for you. Highway Noir is out now and available
cool.
on Steam.
In Jig Rift,
Frog?
the world is a giant
Exclamation
jigsaw
point
puzzle.
Frog, anybody?
Play as
What?
Bert, a castaway on a mythical
Jigsaw
island that is
game?
broken into many pieces. Connect puzzle pieces to explore new paths,
Whoa.
discover hidden
No one
items,
said
and
jigsaw,
reassemble the
and it's not a
scattered world.
roguelite.
Just like life on the tropical island you washed ashore on, the game moves at a relaxed, stress-free
Yo,
pace.
this looks so good
Complete
already.
puzzles and platforming sections without any time limits
It's like if
or
you took a Wind
punishments for
Waker and
failure.
put it on the DS.
There are no quick time events, long button holds, or rapid presses.
And jigsaw.
As you reassemble Jig Rift Island, you'll
was
meet
talking
the
about the
three-eyed
look.
frogs who call it home. If you ever get stuck on a puzzle, some of them might be able to give you a hint. Progress dialogue at your own speed, and repeat conversations as often as you need. For example, you can replay the tutorial by talking to Henriette in her house on the starting island. Rebinding is available for keyboard and
I think
controller
I was realizing the
You can
Warframe thing.
separately
Think
invert
it's going to be
controls for
during
camera
Keely's
movement,
show. So.
zoom, and puzzle piece movement. There are a few options
If you're
to
here
help
for
with
that,
visual
come back
accessibility.
later.
Stick around.
Choose between 4 cursor sizes: small,
Just stick around. Learn about
default,
some games.
large, and extra large. Swap between light or dark mode for text boxes. Increase
yeah.
the field of view to see more of the world, or decrease it to reduce distractions in your periphery. The teams at Empty Castle and Whitethorn Games are so excited to share Jig Rift with you.
Shout
Look
out
forward to the
Whitethorn.
release later this year on PC and consoles.
They be finding some sick games.
Mm-hmm.
That's an exciting one.
Hi, I'm Colo. I'm a disabled gamer and content creator, and you can find me primarily on Twitch, but in all of the other places under the name Hello, it's Colo. When
Hello.
thinking about why games
It's Colo.
accessibility is important to me, it's a really interesting one because actually, it's not really about the games. Hear me out. It is about the games. I love gaming. Gaming is my job.
Doing the
It
hear me
is
out
my
trend.
hobby. It is my community. It is about the games, but actually, it's more than that. When a game is accessible for me, it's about being included.
I know,
It's about
giant
being
D20.
invited, being acknowledged.
Giant D20.
Oh, yeah.
It's about being able to access something as independently as possible or completely independently in a world where independent access isn't actually that common. So when a developer adds accessible options, to me, it's important because it's an acknowledgement. It's a recognition. It's a, we see you and we haven't excluded you. And that is worth its weight in gold. Games accessibility is important to me because it allows me to do something independently, to have agency, to belong to a community, and to feel acknowledged. And also to play really cool games.
Nice.
I know at the start I said it wasn't
Well
about games, but
said.
it's also about the really cool games too.
I just like
So to all of the developers out there and the creators out there,
it's
going out
so
of their way
nice to hear this
make
statement,
their
but it's also
media
so
accessible.
sad in a way that like
It doesn't go
just having
unnoticed.
accessibility options makes people like feel so seen when it's like that should be
I'm
the
Talon,
norm.
and I was one of the judges on the Games for Blind Gamers 5 Game Jam. As all of the previous jams, this one was a blast, and I want to talk you through some of the games that came out of this jam. We had a lot of groups this time around as well, so quite a bit fewer solo developers, which is always great to see. And nothing illustrates this more than the top 2 games that were selected by the judges for the Games for Blind Gamers Jam 5. The top spot is taken by Valencia Tales, and this one is an ambitious game, and it's heavily inspired by The Legend of Zelda, and it basically takes all of the boxes. It's a first-person action-adventure game where your goal is to save Valencia from the clutches of evil. You do this by utilizing your divining rod, which basically lets you see what's around you in the world. So you can turn around and it will tell you what's in front of you and what's around you. It has features for locking on to different things like landmarks or buildings or waypoints. And it also helps you with combat. So it tells you how far away you are from an enemy. And all of these things happen in the game world. There's no separate fighting modality or anything like that. The story is really nice, and there's a bunch of cutscenes, and there are boss fights with different mechanics for different bosses. There are puzzles, small puzzles that you have to solve to progress from one area to another. And for a game made in such a short time, there's a surprising amount of variety in there, together with the music and the area descriptions and all of the dialogue. And it was a very enjoyable experience, and I was definitely surprised to play it as a game made for the Games for Blind Gamers Jam.
You know, my chicken finder. Have I never shown you before? It's this rod that helps me find my chickens when they get out. It looks mighty fancy, but I'm pretty sure that's all it does, finds chickens.
We tend to not get these kinds of games very heavily, especially not these ambitious kinds of games. But we got multiple of them this year because number 2 in the list is Impulse Response, which is a game oozing with atmosphere and amazing voice acting and a gripping story, which I don't want to spoil too much because I think both of these games are definitely worth playing through. It's a first-person puzzle game, I would say. There's a number of puzzles which get progressively more difficult as you play through the game, and with each one you complete, you unlock more of the story, which is basically told by your characters as you progress through the game. You uncover clues as you go. It's a horror-themed game, so the music and the voice acting and all of the sound effects
Full audio
match that
horror
atmosphere
game, dude.
perfectly. And this one has a special mechanic where the acoustics of the room are actually modeled in code. So you hear the reverb where the room opens up. You have a mechanic where you can basically clap or like tap your foot, and it will play a click sound, which will then echo through the room and tell you where you can go and where you cannot.
Yellow alert.
Reactor offline.
Okay, shut up.
Yellow will login success. Engineer Cadence. Quinn, welcome. Please complete health check.
Yeah, health check, then I can get out of the cryo room.
There's a fair number of logic puzzles in this, and I found those to be very enjoyable. Number 3 in the list is Delver's Folly, and this is quite a different game, but it's no less ambitious. It's a roguelike where you basically navigate through a dungeon. You're trying to find the boss. Every time you move to a different section of the dungeon, you get to choose from a list of 3 rooms, which it could be. A lot of these rooms have different properties and different things that they can do. For example, you can grow things if you have the prerequisite rooms linking to it, or you have a chain which is unbroken to that room. For example, water. You can search for materials in each room,
board game-esque,
or for keys or other things. And there's a lot of variety in this game. This one you can also play for a very long time, and there's a lot of replayability in this. There's also amazing voice acting in this, which gives the game a lot of character. I highly recommend you play this one if you like this kind of game. Number 4 is a game made by one of our regulars, Shift Backtick. In Omega Reach, you explore the universe. You are the curator of a conservatory, and you're tasked with finding instruments and interesting facts about planets and their surrounding space. There's a ton of content here, and you can play each of those instruments. And maybe it also has a dungeon of its own to explore. Some fun little characters, and the writing is definitely very unique and definitely very Shift Backtick. So if you love their games, you should absolutely play this one also. All of the sound design is synthesized in real time.
Love my space
but
jiggles.
where most of Shift Backtick's games are first-person games, this one is a little bit of a different perspective. And number 5 is Fourfold Onslaught, a wave-based first-person zombie shooter with fantastic audio and lots of ways to upgrade your character as you play. The sound design in this one is fantastic. Lots of binaural audio goodness, and it definitely gets quite challenging as time progresses. There are so many games in this game jam that I think are worth playing, so I don't really have the time to go through all of them. But some notable mentions, And Then She Slept, which I would classify as a kind of Five Nights at Freddy's style game where you protect your sister from evil monsters and help her to fall asleep.
Audio focused
Toasty,
horror
which
games
is
would
a fun little
end me.
card game where you have to make toast and
Nice.
not sandwiches. Tape
this
Memories, where
is
you
the
zoom in
Julie ran all
on
over
different
it.
tracks of different audio to figure out what happened last night.
Oh,
And
no.
many more. We've had 35 entries in total, from maze games to visual novels, reaction games, side-scrolling.
I feel like they had something. Was it the
platformers.
Blind
Some
Gamer
games
Jam?
were
I feel
more
like they did
of
a
prototype,
jam showcase last
some
year
were
too, and it was
finished.
really
So
cool.
it was a nice bunch
it might have
of
been.
different things this time around. This was also the first Games for
Because
Blind
there was
Gamers
that like
jam that
coffee
happened
making one
after
that sounded
Godot
really
added
cool, like a
access to
visual novel.
integration to their games and the editor. And
But
this is
not-
an exciting development because it means that for the first time,
It was
blind
a
people actually get access
blind
to
accessible.
a fully featured game engine without having to write everything by hand or use code-first frameworks. This should open up exciting new collaboration avenues in the future, because before now it was pretty difficult for blind and sighted
So cool.
developers to collaborate together if the sighted developers were already used
Okay,
to
you clocked
an
me. I do
engine-based
wanna play
workflow.
Toasty.
So if you are a developer and you're thinking of making something like this, or if you're interested in audio games, or if you're
That
blind
whole
and you want
time
more
Julie was
games to
just sitting
play,
there thinking like,
I would highly recommend
I would put
checking out the Game
avocado
Jam
and then I would
all of the previous game jams and keeping feelers out for any future game jams. Anyway, that's
feel
it
like
for me,
all
and,
devs
I hope this was interesting to you.
should have to try to make like a blind accessible game. Yeah, or so like
Hello again, everyone.
just to
I hope you're continuing to enjoy this
flex their
year's
toolbox,
accessibility
learn
Summit
some
Showcase.
shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm just popping in quickly to let you know that art asset production for the showcase this year is sponsored by Riot Rocket.
let's go.
A queer
Happy
art
Pride.
punk collective that blends elements of psychopop and
Pride,
circus
everybody.
dance in their live performances. Here's a brief snippet of one of their
Let's
songs,
go.
Circadian Rhythm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, gorgeous dolls, grotesqueries, we welcome you to a lovely evening with Riot Rocket. Feast your eyes on wonderful sights you'll see tonight. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes
Whoa.
another round. The carousel it leaps and bounds, and here comes the
Yeah, definitely check that out, Glory.
waiting for.
Their debut album, Idiot Savant Garde, is out now.
Yeah,
that's
You
good.
can find a link to it down in the video
Good title.
description.
Hello everyone, we are the Ludenio team, and this is us in the game
Whoa!
we're currently developing. It's called Super Weird. In this game, you and your friends, or all by yourself, control little robots.
That's what they call me.
And you have an infinite number of them.
Yeah,
but they are of very poor quality. They
You
can
just
walk,
die.
By they, I
mine,
mean fish.
carry stuff,
Yeah.
craft various things, and fight. We are able to improve them, and we can program them, but the robots are of such poor quality that they don't even remember their own program and only execute the single command they encounter.
It's
For
lemmings.
example, to mine, or
Survival
to carry
practic
wood,
lemmings.
or to use various items we've made for them. And this is how we build our massive automated system in a fragmented world. We're rebuilding
Whoa.
it piece by piece. And
That's
these
cool.
pieces are locations where we can discover new resources.
That's cool. So
advanced
yeah, you pick
technologies,
which one you want
and
next.
even
and you-
fresh sources of robots. In the end, our system can help us defeat the main mega robot.
Oh.
That's why our system needs to be reliable and efficient. We want the world of Super Weird to be open to everyone.
I love the aesthetic.
And to make it happen,
Somewhat,
we're focusing
the
on
first
these
thought I had was
accessibility options.
don't starve.
The interface is easy to adjust.
It's like
You
Don't
can
Starve
increase
plus
menu
Adventure Time.
contrast or choose a color profile that best fits your vision. To help you stay focused, the cursor and tooltips can be scaled up, so important
That's huge.
details are always in
Sometimes
clear
you just
view.
need a bigger mouse, man. Some of these stylized
Neutral
cursors,
speech
I'm just like, I don't
synthesis
even
is
know where you
available
are
for
right now.
interface and dialogues.
Upgrade yourself. Let's show those tin cans they're not any better than living beings.
You're free to choose the most comfortable look
What
for your
is
hero.
weird about this?
Every color scheme is designed to be easily readable in-game. Controls are fully remappable, and instead of holding down buttons,
Guess
you
you'll
can
have to
simply
play
set
to
your
find
direction
out.
with a single click. Everyone is welcome in the world of Super Weird. Let's build it together.
Neat.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to tell you a bit about Hurdles, our Spyro and Zelda inspired adventure game where you play as a magical dog.
Spyro!
We
Magic
are a small
dog.
team of 3 people at the core, and the hero of our game is actually inspired by my real life companion. From the start, we wanted accessibility to be part of our design philosophy instead of something we only think about at the end. One conscious choice we made was to keep the controls consistent throughout the game. You do not level up or unlock new powers. Instead, you rescue magical creatures called Hurdles, and they give you contextual abilities while keeping the control scheme the same. They let you bounce, glide, break walls, swim up waterfalls, and more. New Hurdles open up additional paths through our world, and they allow for all sorts of emergent gameplay. There are always multiple ways to progress,
I'm in.
so where you go and what you choose to do
What
is
the hell?
completely up to you. We
The
also
Nether
have
World?
puzzles in our game, but if a puzzle does not work for you, we do not want that to be a barrier. You can get hints, disengage easily, or use options including auto-solving the puzzle. There is no combat or death in Hurdles, so if you miss a jump and fall down, you do not just respawn at the top and have to try again. Instead, you continue on your way and you might even discover something new, something you might have missed if you had made the jump. Speaking of jumping, we added options like platform snapping and ledge guard. For some players, these can make platforming less frustrating, and for blind and low vision players, options like these can be essential to making the game
Julie
playable
said,
at all.
"Now this is what I'm
We
talking
already have a lot
about."
of accessibility features in the game.
Delicious.
Things like a high contrast mode that lets you define
Julie's
the
eating
colors,
good,
but
bro.
also sliders for brightness, contrast, and saturation. Options that let you play one-handed,
Now that's
or give you more
delicious.
control over
Yeah,
character
Glory,
mechanics
you're
like
right there
changing
with
how
me.
jumping or running works. Other
I
options
like
help
what
with
they
different
were
types of
saying
motion
about,
sickness.
like,
We
having
generally try
sorta
to
like
provide
little
as many ways
rewards
as
or
we can to let
secrets
you
too, like,
customize the
if you don't-
experience to
if you
your
don't
needs.
make a jump or
One of our
something.
favorite features is that everything that is a
like,
toggle in
hey,
the options menu
you're
can be
gonna
mapped
be
to a button.
okay.
So, for example, if you only need high contrast in certain situations, you can bind it
That's
to a button.
cool.
Then you just turn it on when you need it, do the thing, and turn it
That's
off again
nice.
afterwards. We want accessibility to be accessible during play, not hidden away in menus.
That's nice.
Starting today, we are running a closed playtest with a focus on accessibility and would really appreciate your feedback. You can sign up now at playhurdles.com. The website also has a list of all current accessibility options available
Accessibility
in the game. If
playtest
Hurdles
chat.
seems interesting to you, please consider wishlisting and joining our community.
I like the dog.
I hate the dog.
Friend
I
of
hate
Mine,
the puzzle.
A Game of Thoughts, plays with inclusion, representation, and accessibility. It's made by me, a disabled developer, to share some experiences and insights. You can expect easy controls, light mechanics, and heavy topics. Flame
What,
of
in the
Mind is to
Zora
discover
mask?
a totally typical girl through finding mementos, listening to
controls,
memories,
heavy
and making
topics, that's how
decisions
I
that
like 'em.
don't really have good answers.
That's the
If
proportions
that sounds
I like.
difficult, maybe you can relate to her struggle. and perhaps even benefit from one of the aids you can find as you go through her room. I don't want to take that challenge away from you, but I do want you to make informed decisions about your own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
The premises and topics of the game are described in detail, so you can read up on what to expect. Content notes will give you a heads up about sensitive issues for each memento that you can find, and if you don't want to listen to the emotional retrospectives, you can choose to mute the voiceover or even skip as many of the memories as you want. But it's still a game to struggle with your feelings and not a game to struggle against my controls. So by design, it's very accessible for players with motor disabilities. It's a walking simulator with no complex inputs required, you can always save and come back later, and while there is one rushed story decision for you to make, you can help yourself in the settings if you really want to experience the time-sensitive timeline. In terms of sensory accessibility, I ensure legibility
really
through
cool.
good fonts, good contrast, and proper scaling by default. If you need more control, you can adjust audio
I love the,
levels,
like,
reduce
card
motion
thing.
overall, reduce just head bobbing, apply high frequency filters, and if my selection of legible fonts doesn't meet your needs, you can just use one from your system configuration instead.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Sadly, some of my original plans, especially full screen reader support, a simplified control scheme, and closed captions, did not yet work out. But you can play the game blind with an assistant, and all important dialogue is always displayed via text. It's an imperfect game with an imperfect character by an imperfect developer. But hey, it's on theme, and I'm honest about it. An extensive list of supported features, planned features, and known issues is linked on our store page.
Again, I'm liking the amount of devs in this that are like, here's what I couldn't do, I'm so sorry.
Hi everyone, my name is Leo. My pronouns
Leo.
are they, them.
Hi, Leo.
And I am a disabled gamer and accessibility advocate. Gaming accessibility is important because everyone should be able to access the self-care and social benefits of gaming. Games
I'm
have
choosing to
connected
believe
me
the
with
Goomba
so
and the
many
dog are
wonderful
married.
people, including my husband and many of my friends.
I'm
I
choosing to
cherish
believe the
memories
next shelf
of
is
meeting
a
new people
polycule.
and connecting with others through a love of gaming. When I first became disabled, I was worried I would not be able to participate in those activities anymore because I could no longer use a standard video game controller. However, thanks to the work of incredible accessibility advocates before me, I've still been able to play many video games and make new memories. I'm thankful to the game developers in this showcase that have made accessibility a priority. If a game is made accessible for even just one more person, it makes a world of difference. I can't wait to see what this year in accessible gaming brings.
Hello again, I'm Yamako, and I'm a solo developer
Welcome
making
back.
games under the name ./badgames.zip, and this is Piecewise. It's my second game, and I
Daily
tried to
puzzle
keep
game?
it pretty simple, just a daily puzzle game where the puzzles change every day. Though
Nate's about to go
puzzles
ham.
might
Oh.
be a bit of a stretch, the goal is to put each
It's
of
that one
these
game.
shapes in its
Yeah.
matching slot, and gameplay-wise, you've got two hands to work with. That's where the skill expression, or skill ceiling, or whatever, comes from. Now, there's
What's that
quite a
game
lot of
called?
shapes and quite a lot of slots.
It's like
and you've got limited
anticipation or
time to get
something?
it done.
'Cause it's like
And
you don't know the
only your
timer in
first
the
try each day
board game
will get
version. You're
ranked
just
on
like-
the online leaderboards. Everything after
I really
that is
good
just
commercial. You got in a
practice,
blue
and you can
suit.
practice
Like,
as much as you want. But that first
90s.
try, where you're
That's
seeing today's
cool.
shapes for the first time,
Wait,
is pure
you have
skill.
unlimited
And
practice
that's why it's
runs,
so
and then you have to
important.
like, okay, I'm ready.
So
you know, I'm
I
warmed
made this
up.
game with the
That I
personal
like
goal
that a
of
lot.
improving my skills as a developer, and I kept a small scope so that I could meet myself where I'm at with a reasonable challenge for my skill level. And that's what I'm inviting you to do when you play Piecewise. You can fully customize the time limit to fit your skill level, since everyone's different. But no matter what, you'll want to make sure that
That's a
time
fun
limit
one.
is challenging for you. Your chosen time limit will determine a multiplier that gets applied to your raw final time. In other words, the lower that you set your time limit, the more your final time gets reduced, and the better your ranked time becomes. So don't set the limit too low, or you'll fail and your run won't be ranked. But don't set it too high either, as too much of a safety net means that your multiplier will be worse. So instead of me making static difficulties, each player gets to set their own
That's
level
cool.
of challenge,
That's
and you're encouraged
and
to
that's
make it
what
as hard
I'm
as
saying when
possible
all
to
these
get the best times.
Souls games are like,
If you think you can beat
you're
the board
ruining
in 30
intent. Like,
seconds,
if
got
I can make
one
it as hard as
shot to
it
prove your
is for
skills.
me, I'm getting the same experience you're having because it's hard for you. But I just literally physically cannot do, you know,
they're
like.
not really the focus. There's a full records browser for
Bro,
you to
the
track
gamer
your
chuds
own
don't get
personal
that.
skill improvement. And in the full version of the game, I'll be adding bonus modes for even more offline content. And finally, let's talk accessibility to round things out. Aside from the flexible difficulty, the game's colors are calculated to always guarantee high contrast.
Does this
even
count?
though
I mean,
the
no,
colors change
no one said it,
On
but
the topic of visuals,
yeah, does
you're
this count for
also
the
turn off
classic
the
game
floating
turned
shapes
into a
in the background in case that constant movement back there causes any kind of motion sickness. It'll instead be
I need to figure
replaced
out
with
that
a
game's called.
static, solid color background.
Look up, and I feel like
There's
anticipation
also an
might
alternate toggle-based control scheme for players who might have trouble holding down the buttons, and, of course, an alternate font if you don't like the pixel text. And there's full controller support, alongside a mouse-only control scheme that supports one-handed play. It's a simple game, but I'm really proud of it. I had a great time making it, and I hope you like it. The demo is out now on Steam.
That'd be a
with
fun
the
one to
itch.io
do, like,
web
on
build
stream.
coming soon,
Perfection.
and the full game releasing
To do
soon
on like
after that.
stream, do like a
For updates and
contest
news,
with
you can
everyone.
find
Okay,
Bad
ready,
Games
ready.
on
You know.
Patreon to get important info sent straight to your email
Yeah.
for free. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my trailer. This took
There's something
way
about
too
Bad
long
Games
to
on
make,
Zip too that
but I
like.
hope I explained everything
It's a
well
good
enough
vibe.
and made it understandable. I hope you liked the trailer, and I hope you thought my game looked fun. So thanks for
It
watching
does look
again.
fun.
and
Thank
take care.
you, Bad Games.
Gather your allies.
Hey, yo.
Eliminate angels. Transform into a magical girl. Slay God.
Bro, I'd love to transform
In
into a
Colonel
magical
Hearts,
girl.
Fight your way through angel-infested domains alone or in a team of up to 4 players. Mix and match your attacks, spells, and movement in each run to unleash devastating combos on enemies.
Each run.
The developers at Ephemera Games, in collaboration with Whitethorn Games, have designed Colonel Hearts to challenge longtime action RPG fans, while being a welcoming experience for players new to the genre. There are 3 difficulty levels. Story, for those looking for a less intense, more narrative-focused experience.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Normal, the default balanced experience, and Sinner, a hardcore mode for those looking for an extra challenge.
Bro, I'm a sinner.
Every rest area includes a playroom, where players can practice movement and attacks at their leisure. To make inputs easier to remember, there is an option to keep a list of controls visible on the left side of the screen at all
More games
times.
need that. I love that at a demo
Full
session,
remapping
like
is
PAX
available
or
for
something.
keyboard
I'm just
and
like, what's the?
controller.
Okay, yeah.
Players can separately adjust the sensitivity of the left and right analog sticks, invert their X and Y axes, and enable or disable vibrations. There are a variety of options for visual comfort. Toggle motion blur, bloom, and screen shake effects to reduce eye strain while traversing the overworld.
Man.
Text boxes are high contrast with white text on dark gray backgrounds. In multiplayer, each player can advance dialogue at their own pace, and combat won't begin
More
until
games need
all
that.
players are ready. Check out the public
So,
demo.
yeah, what'd you do? I was reading
Let's look
that.
forward to the full
Bro,
release
Dev
of
does it all
Colonel
the
Hearts
time in
this
games
fall
like
on
that.
Steam,
Or like when
the
we're
Epic
playing a game
Games
on the
Store,
couch and I'm
the
like reading a lot
Microsoft
faster.
Store,
And Dev's like, I didn't even get to
PlayStation
read it. I'm
5,
like, oh,
Xbox
my bad.
Series
That's my
S
B.
and X, and Nintendo Switch 2.
Fishbowl is a slow and tender narrative game about dreams, grief, and hope.
It's back.
Rediscover your memories and find your way into the present in this intimate experience where slice of life meets surreal. In Fishbowl, 21-year-old Alo gets her first job in a new city and lives by herself while grieving her grandma's death. You rediscover memories of Alo's childhood by sorting through her late grandma's things. Take your time to take in each object.
Our
There are
review.
no time limits here. You can also choose to skip the puzzles entirely. Fishbowl is a visual
Great game.
novel about becoming an adult and
Heavy
seeing your
game, but
childhood
great.
in a new light. Have conversations with your friends and
Yes.
co-workers, turn off typing effects, or increase the font size for an
latest
easier
review.
reading experience. Alo works as a junior video editor for a
I wish
social
video
media
editing was
star.
like this, bro.
In this arcade-style matching game,
Me
you can use
too.
both
I'd be putting out a
colors
video
and
every
icons
day.
to make sure the video clips reach the correct track. Slow down the speed of the snippets to suit your playstyle.
Really funny.
Since the game deals with difficult topics,
It's really funny
it starts
that
with
this
a
is
gentle
the
content
VGG
warning,
reveal itself
linking
moment.
to a full content warning on our website that includes spoilers. As you slowly piece together the meaning of your dreams and memories, you learn more about the darkness in Alo's world. The visual settings let you turn off screen shake and sway. if you need to. We also have both visual and audio cues for events throughout
Bro, that knocking, even I haven't turned it, like it's not that loud. I was like,
do as much or as little as you're able to. Since we are a small team of 2, we weren't able to implement everything we wanted. Some of the things we couldn't get to were excluding the need for buttonholes during the unpacking puzzle and QuickTime events.
Again, it's such a cool thing because again, like we said, a lot of times you just have to buy it and find out. So if they're like, hey, here's what we don't have, I'm sorry, you know, then you know, it's not for you.
Hello everyone, I am
Let's go.
Combat award-winning multi-credited accessibility consultant.
Still the
Game
coolest
Without
room.
Sight, as well as accessible gaming officer for RNIB, that is Royal National Institute of Blind People, the UK-based sight loss charity. And I am honoured to once again be returning to introduce a game at the Accessibility Summit
Yeah, Sightless
Showcase.
Combat follows
Now,
me
the
on
game
Blue
in
Sky.
question is one that I had
What?
never heard of before this event, but was very interested when I heard the words fully blind accessible as a potential thing that was being aimed for during development. Now, this game is very much under my radar, and it is very unusual. It is quirky, it is interesting, and I reckon it has
Does that count as a
the
VGG?
highlight of people's
No.
shows. And also, the people who are really interested in it might be making a big racket about it. Yes, both of
Hello,
those
Ginger.
are puns. Yes, both of those are relevant.
Hey, Ginger.
Why are they relevant? Because this game
Welcome.
is the Tennis Academy. What is the
Tennis
Tennis
game. I
Academy?
think I know this one.
In short, it is an anime.
Yeah, I think I've been following this
yes,
development for a
tennis
while, and I don't think I've seen
RPG,
like proper.
which sounds ridiculous when you think about it, but also
Yes.
sounds really, really cool. Particularly given I saw mention of giant boss fights and heroic tennis battles on the Steam page, which I would highly recommend going and wishlisting once you've seen the trailer if you like this. This is a solo game dev crafting this in Godot, which is also having accessibility work looked into by the community and various developers, which is really cool to see as well. I am really interested to see how this works when it comes out and when there are playable builds and things. But without further ado, I will let the trailer do the explaining, because I don't think I could do this justice. Here is the Tennis Academy.
I'm right there with you, Ginger.
Let's do it.
My cousin was obsessed with Prince of Tennis.
Ooh, it's
Welcome to the Tennis Academy. Hi, I'm Rob, the solo creator of the Tennis Academy, an RPG early in development.
Nate!
Humankind used to be at war.
Main character's
until the
Nate.
gods
VGG mention?
showed us with the holy sport of tennis. You're enrolled at New Tensington Academy, where you meet a tennis ball fairy named Servi, acquire
so
powerful Tenergy skills, save the school from monsters, and go on romantic dates with your doubles partner.
Yes.
Hey, yo.
My goal is to make the game completely
Don't
blind
mind if I
accessible,
do.
meaning a blind player can play the entire game without needing a sighted player for help, and have
That's
just as
wild.
much fun playing as well. If I, as a solo developer, can do this, then AAA has
That's
no
freaking
excuse.
Called out.
To
Yeah.
Let 'em
accomplish
know.
this, I'm implementing a swath of
Speak on it.
accessibility features I'd like to share with you all. The
Glory,
first feature for
Beastie Ball,
navigation
but
is a
with
virtual
people.
cane. Researchers at Columbia University
Whoa.
have promising results with this, and I think it could become standard practice in video games. Use the right stick to send out your cane, and the text-to-speech.
That's so
to tell
cool.
you
I was gonna say
Oh, that's fascinating.
Tree.
For quick and easy navigation, there's also a nav menu that can warp you to important NPCs and exits.
Gym. Outside.
I'm also including audio descriptions for every
Yeah, Laura.
environment. In any
That's what-
location,
I've never
you
seen
call
it before.
Servi and
Yeah.
ask her to describe the location in vivid detail as if your DM was describing a place in a D&D session.
Through the vaguely tennis ball shaped window. Your computer desk suggests someone who's chronically online.
By the way, did you know that there are blind tennis leagues in real life? Matches in the game will take inspiration from this with sound-adapted tennis balls and the option to auto-run to the ball. If you want to support your local,
You know, there's
game
there's
dev
blind
making a
baseball
blind
leagues that
accessible
you do a
game,
similar thing.
You can help me out by hitting the wish list ball on Steam
where the ball
and keeping up with updates
is
there
thrown
or
and
on
it
my
makes
Blue Sky.
like really
Thanks
loud
for watching.
noise, and that's how you know to go after it.
That's
Oh.
cool too.
Is that it?
I'm so excited about that one.
That was an abrupt end.
That was an abrupt ending.
We did it. Our
Ooh.
first show down. It's on my wish
Wait.
list already.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tennis Academy
I have
seemed
such good
sick. Yeah, I never even like
That's
bot
okay,
to
Laura.
do like a cane.
No, yeah, that was nuts. The cane, video game cane, basically.
Yeah, we always enjoy Laura. It's a staple here.
Really great showcase. I think genuinely already, like, this might be the highest. We have all these different games, right? Of like what's going to be the highest starred games, you know, and I think some of those big shotgun blasts of showcases are going to have some of the most highlighted. But I think this is the one where it's like, for the number of games, I have I'm gonna have the highest concentration of stars already. Super exciting.
A dozen games
And
would just start.
Even after all these years of this show now having been put on, there are new things like the video game cane, and the tone tags is something that I thought was really cool from an earlier one.
Yeah.
And different things. There's always there's always more. There's always a new take on what accessibility in gaming can look like, and it's so cool to see. And as Tennis Academy dev said in the end, like, if folks, a solo dev, if these small teams can do all this, AAA has no excuse. And I will say, at least some amount of credit, that there are some AAA devs that do some incredible accessibility work with their projects. Santa Monica, I think Insomniac is not as robust as Insomniac is. I think has gotten
they had
some
some good ones.
Naughty Dog as well. I mean, and then there's the Xbox controller, right, and all these different new pieces of hardware that have been coming out for accessibility. It's just such a cool time for accessibility, and shout out Laura for putting on this show every year.
We love it.
And becoming a presence in chat for us every year, which is always fun. Again,
it's
always
a nice tradition.
Doing the Spider-Man pointing meme of like, well, how could you be on the screen but in the chat? But we got to keep going. We got to keep going to beat the clock ahead of Summer Game Fest at 2 p.m.
Going back to catch-up mode, we got 2 more from yesterday.
Starting with the Latin American Games Showcase. Do they have it just on their page? Let's see.
No, spoilers.
They don't.
I'm going mustard mode.
Oh, no, it's right here.
You're such a contrarian, Biddy.